Hey everybody, and welcome back to 802 Outdoor Adventures. In this box I got a new piece of gear. I know it's hard to believe, but I bought something else. Y'all know my favorite cleanup tool is the Cleanup Buddy, but the Cleanup Buddy only gets the concentrates down to like a tablespoon size, and I still have to pan the stuff out. Now I do have a Miller table that's just below the camera view here that I use once in a while, but it's a little bit slow, and if I'm not careful, the little round pieces of gold run off the end. And I only mention that because it's a little important. I'm going to bring that up later. So I was watching a video the other day, a fella named Prospector Tripp. He had this thing called the dead water finisher. So that's what it is. It is 3D printed. Still has some masking tape on it. That's okay. It is 3D printed. I haven't even got this thing wet yet. In the box came a pump. It's 110 volt. It's got a battery pack for the little vibration unit on it. I don't know if you can hear that. That's something I'll get into later. That's what actually caught my eye on this thing. And what else we have in here? We got a paintbrush, a little red, white, and blue pan. I'm guessing it's for weighing up your gold after. And a magnet, red, white, and blue magnet. Pretty cool. That's it. There is a piece of paper in here. I don't think this was anything special, no. Little piece of paper, signed by Prospector Tripp. I'm thinking it's hard to read his writing, but sorry, buddy. I think his name's Matt. I don't know. I don't watch his channel that much. In fact, I don't watch a lot of YouTube lately because I just have been too busy. But first look. I haven't even got this thing wet yet. I think I said that already. So let me get the pump set up. Let's get this thing running. I have some concentrates here that I ran through the Cleanup Buddy, and I got it concentrated down to a very small amount. I believe that's really what this thing is intended for. Final finishing, not processing concentrates. Just off camera, I've got probably 15 of these Talenti containers, mostly half full. I definitely wouldn't use this to run all those concentrates through, but I think it's going to finish my gold perfectly. So let's get this thing set up, see what this thing will do. Like I said, first look, it's really not a review because, well, I don't know what it's going to do. So we're just going to run it and see what happens. That's about as close as I can get my camera right now. I've got this pretty close to level side to side, and I'm running it just a little tiny bit high on the back. Didn't come with any instructions, so that's what we're going to do. So let's put a little bit of this dirt in here and see what this thing's all about. So it certainly isn't moving any dirt on its own, but I think the whole premise of this thing is to put everything sort of in the middle, which I didn't do. I only watched a video once, and he was just sort of demonstrating it. And the thing that the vibrating thing does, I don't know, does this pump have an adjustment on it? Yeah, it does. So we could probably turn the volume up and down. I'm not going to mess with that because it actually had some dirt in it when I plugged it in, so I'm guessing he tested this maybe, because there's a bunch of dirt back here that came out. No gold though. He He didn't load it with gold for me. So you're probably thinking, big deal, it's just another mini miller table, because this is the regular miller table right here, the green, and this thing's like a quarter of the size. But what it has in it is some vibration, and when you turn it on, at a certain point, the gold will actually walk backwards up the table, and the black sand will run off. That's making everything dance, but the gold, some of it is walking back up the table. That little flake's dancing around. Like I said, we're going to play around with this thing and see what it does. It's really not doing a whole lot. Right there seems to be the sweet spot in making everything dance, but he had that so the gold was walking back up the table. Now maybe I just got everything shoved down too far, and it needs to be closer to the top where it's vibrating. Or my gold is just too big. Oh, look at that, that's sneaking up through. All right, let's make a couple of adjustments on it, and let's see if we can't give it a little bit more water flow and get that stuff to move. Well, some of the little tiny pieces got up there. Maybe I need to drop the nose just a hair more. So we can do that real easy with this adjustment right here. don't know if the camera's picking that up. I'm kind of far away. I should readjust my camera, but I'm starting to see the gold starting to walk up through here. Should get a spot cleaned out of black sand here. Move the gold over as it comes up through. Now he sent this magnet along. I don't want to pick up any gold with it, so we'll just kind of wave it over the top and get everything loosened up as we go. There was a lot of black sand in that, but you kind of got to expect it with concentrates, right? Oh. Well, the gold is walking up through. I think it's doing better towards the middle there. I dropped the nose just a little bit more. Oh, look at that. The black sand now is starting to slide away, but actually so isn't the gold. So what if we up the vibration just a little bit, or lower it? What does lowering it do? I think it was running a little tiny better with a little flatter and a little lower vibration. Let's go back up a quarter turn and see what happens on here. Got some nice clean gold over here. Well, it's kind of neat. I mean, do I have a nice clean snuffer bottle now? At least get that little pile right. Cat hair all over everything. Let's see if I can't get the camera in a little closer here. Hey, how's that? Can we see that better? I can't really see in the viewfinder very well, so it looks like everything is centered in the screen. Wow, look at... So I don't know, maybe I have my table tipped just a hair this way, but all the gold seems to be migrating over to this corner. So we'll just kind of shovel it up here. We'll help some of that along here. I don't see anything. I'm gonna use a little bit bigger brush to spread this stuff out a little bit here. We'll scoot out some of this. Actually, that black sand we can probably help right along and right into the bin down here. Handy dandy little magnet. Let's pick up this gold right in the corner there. Is that my, yep. Look like mighty clean stuff. There's a little, few tiny pieces that have made it down there. Well, those certainly aren't migrating up. There, look at them dance now. You know what's funny is I had this idea 3 or 4 years ago. I actually bought a vibration unit that I clamped on to the back side of the Miller table. I think the unit's a little big though, but I did have some success with it, and that's kind of what caught my eye with this one, is the fact that it had a little vibrating thing on there, and it looked like for Prospector Tripp it was working pretty good. But I mean, this is his invention and he knows how to run it, so I'm not so sure I do. So we're gonna drop the nose down a little tiny bit more. Looks like I might be a little bit low on my, or a little bit high on my side, so we'll drop that down a little bit further. Hard telling, it's not, the water's not sheeting off of that thing anymore. I don't see anything. Oh, is that a little piece of gold in the riffle there? Got these little tiny riffles on the end. I don't know if my head was getting in the way of that shot. That looks pretty clean, so let's get that snuffered up. Well, I don't see any movement at all here. Definitely movement there, but it's moving the wrong way. Maybe because I got it pitched too much. Look at it go. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll pitch that thing back a little bit. We'll get back to level again. You know when you have something and you set it down and then you can't find it? I'm having one of those moments. So I will be right back because I got to find my little level that I was using to check the level on this thing. So I want to re-level this and kind of start from scratch and maybe go the other way. See if that helps. All right, we're back and we're joined by the helper. So I leveled this up again. It's pretty level. It's still just a hair nose down. I think it's back to where I started. I got my helper over here making more of a mess than I've already got going. She'll have everything on the floor pretty quick. So I moved everything up more towards the little vibratey thingy. Thinking maybe all my stuff was too far away, meaning the gold, or all of it. So I don't know if I need to move that down just a hair. The black sand or the sand definitely isn't moving. But some of the gold is trying to come up. So I guess if the gold comes up and the sand stays where it is, there might be some sweet spots on that because of the surface area. He's only got this on 4 posts, so I mean it does look like it's working some if you get the gold over right in front of the darn thing. Let's get it spread out a little bit and see. When you spread that out and there's not a lot of black sand in it or anything else, that's pretty clean. It'd be nice though if it danced straight up. Play with the speed again. That ain't it. Ooh, look at that. Thought I had a sweet spot there for a second, but went too far. I don't know if that's a piece of gold or what that is. Yeah, looks like it. Gold on one side, we'll keep it. Well, what do y'all think? I guess I'm gonna have to put some hours on this thing and figure it out. Maybe I'll have to go back and watch him, pay more attention to his video. Looked to me like this stuff was just walking right up through. Maybe it was if you keep it way up in the top. I guess if you could lower that enough to make the sand start to run off and the gold stay where it is. Nope, well, that's not going to do it because you're touching it. This front bar's on bolts, and then there's like nuts that are on the edge. So I'm just backing the nuts up the threaded rod and it's lowering that front end down. Well, if y'all have any advice, chuck it right out into the comments. I think the way he printed this, it's got some strings up in here and some really roughness. I don't know if the camera can pick all this up, but this is pretty rough in through here. He printed this on its back, so this was straight up and down. And once you get that far away from a print with it this thin, it doesn't take much of a movement to start getting your layer lines off. The small amount of my printing that I've done, it almost seems like that that's what happened in through here. Lots of strings here. Seems to be a trouble spot for them. Well, one thing's for sure. It's not saving me any time. But this isn't a review. I don't want to really give any opinion on it yet, because just starting out. And if Mr. Tripp is watching this video, he can chime in and tell me everything I'm doing wrong, because I'm sure it's something. And it might be the simple fact that I'm running unclassified gold. That's just what I had in my concentrates that I picked up with the cleanup buddy. So it may be step number one is to classify off the gold so it's all the same size. But usually these things are all about pitch and flow, so, but that vibrating part adds a different element to this. Those are the troublesome pieces on anything I run. That's a little round guy, and they always end up rolling off the end. But right here, it's, unless I'm disturbing the water flow, it's not really moving. Yeah, let's just clean the spot here and see how much dirt is moving along. One of the things I do like is when you throw this gold off to the side, it doesn't move, it just sits there. You don't have to worry about it tumbling down on you. See, there's one of those, well, I don't know if the camera will get it because my hand's in the way, but right there on the end of my brush is a little round piece. See that? That's the problem with those little stinkers. As they get to the point where they want to just roll. Let's get more up here. Maybe that's the secret, is to get it up right on top of that vibrator thing. A little piece of gold and stuck to the dirt or something there. What is that? Ah, look at that, the gold was stuck right to that. I don't think it was mercury, it looked like just a piece of black sand. I guess I don't need to film anymore of my struggles with trying to figure this thing out, so I will do another video on this when I get done playing around with it. But until then, if you're interested in the dead water finisher, okay, so if you want one of these, whoops. I couldn't remember how I found this guy because there wasn't any link on his YouTube page when he did the video. But it's Prospector Tripp on eBay, all one word. 2 P's for Tripp. And it was $85. And the darn thing came in like 3 or 4 days. So he packed that up and shipped it right out, and I think he probably sent it 3-day. Well, it came, I think it came FedEx, but it came quick. So kudos to Prospector Tripp for packing that thing up and shipping it right out. Super fast shipping. and it was free shipping, so it was $85 plus any tax if your state makes them collect tax like mine does. We're taxed on everything in this damn state. So anyway, I want to play around with this some more. I got tons more gold in here. Not tons, but I got more gold in here. I think I'll do some classifying and see if that matters. And it's just going to take me some time to play around with this thing and figure it out. So thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. I don't know if I did. I learned that I don't know how to run this dead water finisher, but we'll figure it out because we're persistent. Thanks for watching. Live long and prospect, my friends. We'll catch you on the next one. Hey.